First Coast's most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, certified by Weather Rate.
Hi there, friends. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. I'm joined by meteorologist Lee Southwick. As always, it is Weather Watchers Worldwide. Lee, how you doing here? Worldwide.
I love it. I am doing great because I really like when we get to take this time on Wednesdays to go worldwide with you all.
And that's the whole point. We're going to talk a little local weather across the southeast, but also I want to take a look around the world. We had auroras over the past week. We have a cyclone going on in Australia, some pretty damaging and just incredible video from different severe weather events around the world. So let's get right into it here. And here's the thing. We're starting off with the drought. We're going to talk a little bit about that global weather, and we're going to take a couple of your weather questions, which some of them are kind of interesting here. All right, so bigger picture here, Lee. What do we got going on?
We are warmer than normal here. You just said bigger picture. Sorry. I'm thinking local. I'm looking right at Jacksonville.
That's all right. Next graphic right there.
Okay, cool. There we go. So warmer than normal here in Florida. We're talking about 10 plus degrees warmer, and Southeast Georgia too. And potentially breaking record highs or at least tying them. That's possible even today and Friday and Saturday as well. So just that high pressure sitting over us. We are dry for the work week and into the weekend. It doesn't look too exciting when it comes to rain chances either, and we have that heat with those near record highs.
But the problem is we need the rain, right?
Yes, I think that needs to be updated too. 86 is tomorrow's record high.
Well, it's going to be warm.
I should have updated that this morning. That's my bad.
But the point is, it is going to be warm and it's dry out there. We're in the severe drought across, especially southeastern areas of Georgia. We had some brush fires over the past weekend, and the overall rainfall is well below normal. In fact, in the past month, we've only seen, a trace at the airport?
Fat zero.
Zero.
Fat zero. Goose egg. Nothing. And so while St. John's and Flagler, as of today's drought monitor, which by the way is updated tomorrow, but as of today, not in a drought, not highlighted for any sort of drought conditions. But you can see here, they are desperately needing some rain now yet again due to the lack of rain so far this month.
And I would absolutely expect that to shift towards Duval County, right?
Yes.
So we get drought conditions. We have very dry atmosphere, so that increases the fire weather risk out here, which is an ongoing problem. I've seen a couple reports of some brush fires, but at least we haven't had a lot of wind to go with it right now, Lee.
Right, so they're staying smaller. That's up to all of us, though, too, to continue to not do any sort of burns, no campfires, careful with your cigarettes. Make sure that nothing's sparking when you're driving. So many fires start that way near the interstates. Some sort of chain will be hanging down, something like that. A car is sparking. It hits that dry brush. Boom, we got a wildfire.
And just don't throw your cigarette butts out of a window, please. Just don't. And I get it. You're a smoker. You're like, man, that stuff accumulates. This is nasty. Don't be nasty, okay? That's my advice for the day. Don't be nasty.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, they're throwing their cigarette butts out the window. I hate
litter.
That. Don't litter.
Don't start wildfires. Only you can, prevent wildfires. That's Smokey Bear.
Yeah, that's Smokey the Bear. All right, speaking of, I don't know how to transition. The opposite.
Okay, speaking of nothing related.
Let's go to Hawaii, where we actually have winter weather advisories in place out here, Lee.
Wow. I mean, so I love the Big Island of Hawaii for many reasons, but one is that it has all of the world's climate in that one small area. So cool. It's definitely feeling tropical down by some of those beaches.
Oh, yeah.
You climb an elevation, there you go, your winter weather advisory.
And if you got a vacation to Hawaii, let's say coming up here, and you're going, is it going to snow? Unless you are going to the 13,000-foot very top of Mauna Kea, where the observatories are, no, it's not going to snow.
You have to travel to get there. Don't worry. It won't be snowing on you on
Honolulu
the beach.
will be fine.
Yeah, I'd say Big Island is Hilo and Kona.
Yeah, they're fine too.
It's
just the tip top. But I have seen videos of people actually skiing up here, which is kind of neat.
So cool.
They do a little backcountry, climb up and go down. It's just kind of neat.
Yeah.
let's keep our adventure going across the Pacific Ocean,
All right,
though.
still traveling. Where are we going next?
We're going to Australia.
Down under.
Now, you did a little studying out in Australia, right?
I did. Also Hawaii. Same trip.
Oh.
Same study abroad.
All right. So we're
We're taking my path.
All right.
Actually, well, we did Hawaii to New Zealand to Australia, but let's jump over to Australia now. I will say where this tropical cyclone is impacting Australia. I didn't go there. I stayed east of in that country, but this is for. Why am I totally blanking? What's the name of the city?
Darwin's up there.
Darwin. Okay, so
Darwin's right about here.
there.
Where I just put that little blue spot.
So something that's very interesting, Robert, people might be looking at this. All right, Category 2 tropical cyclone. Category 2 with winds of 60 miles an hour.
I know that our American friends are watching this, and everybody's going to go, fake news.
And I'm going to say I'm proud of you all at home for knowing your Atlantic tropical cyclones.
All right. So first off, yeah, it's a Category 2, but here's a nice scale. A good friend, Josh Morgan, actually put this out like 10 years ago. Good comparison side by side. The Australian categories versus the Saffir-Simpson scale. Now, it's mainly because their cyclones on the regular just don't have a lot of time and don't get quite as big as Atlantic storms. So their scale starts a little bit sooner. So they actually start at a Cat 1 around like 30. It's basically a tropical storm. It's a Cat 1. And then their version of a American Cat 1 is more of like a mid Cat 2 to 3. So if we go back to this, you can see that actually this stays a Cat 2, but it never actually reaches the equivalent of hurricane intensity. So if you ever see this other side of the world and you go, hold on, that's a Cat 5, but it only has 110 knots or something like that. It's just different scale. But regardless, you know, especially in northern Australia, very dry desert area, these storms always bring in a lot of rain. And when they do, they can result in a lot of flash flooding out here. So anything to add to that here?
I was just trying to look at your satellite picture to see if we could see it rotating the other direction, clockwise.
Ooh, let's pull.
Yeah, you
I forgot to put the sat in there.
That's okay.
But
you can see it on that.
We can, yeah, it is. It's a little clockwise
Remember, they rotate
rotation
clockwise there in Australia. All right, we can move on. Just a fun reminder.
What happens if it sits on the equator early? That's going to be the question. Always the question I get. Nothing.
It does not cross the equator.
And also, there's just no Coriolis. They rotate that way because of Coriolis. It rotates backwards, by our perspective, in the southern hemisphere because it's the bottom half of our big ball that we live on. So on that side, it deflects towards the left versus the right.
And that's why you won't ever see them develop over the equator, move over the equator, all of that good stuff.
But a little shout out to our friends in Darwin, Northern Australia. Not a Sydney. This is not hitting like the Opera House. Okay, this is what I call Crocodile Dundee country. That's where he came from. He's from the Northern Territory.
Just a reminder too, they are entering their summer now as well. So like
their cyclone season.
Yes, we will watch that because as we enter winter, obviously they are reverse of us.
Good old Fina. Now we go back stateside.
All right, travel back across the Pacific.
All right, so what do we got going on here, Lee? We got some rain.
It's a lot of rain for some places that don't handle rain all that often.
I did not mean to hit that button. Let's try this again. There we go. All right. So, been seeing some flooding out here in the Southwest.
Yeah.
Where are the Jacks playing this weekend?
Are they playing Arizona?
They're playing Phoenix.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
But Phoenix is in a dome. So but that whole area is seeing some pretty decent rainfall. Might even see some flooding.
Yeah, so people who are traveling for the game, that is absolutely something they'll need to watch out for and keep an eye on. And then also, of course, like I'm just trying to remember when I went to Phoenix, which was years ago, we did a lot of cool things. We went out, obviously outside of the city, we went jeeping, very dry, desert-like places. And so this is obviously going to be impacting stuff like that too. Any sort of those activities you have to watch out for that rainfall and that flooding.
Well, you know what? We're going to talk more about that. And I'm going to break down what this is because it is a atmospheric river, part of like this cutoff low pumping in moisture. So little science for you. We still got plenty more to talk about. We're going to get to some of your weather questions as well here in just a few minutes. But first, we're going to take a little break. So we'll be right back.
Why do we come here? To reach for new heights, to dive to new depths. You can call it a team, even a community. That connection with others. We all deserve that. So why come here? This is why.
Swing into luxury, where golf and community come home. Located in St. John's, Florida, Stillwater is a premier 55-plus active adult community where golf is in your backyard. This bundled golf course community features a championship 18-hole course, top tracer practice facility, and resort-style amenities. Whether perfecting your swing or connecting with neighbors, Stillwater offers the perfect blend of relaxation and recreation. Live where every day feels like a getaway.
Maybe you're new to all this streaming, OTT, on-demand stuff. You need a trusted news and weather source, and we've got you with First Coast News Plus.
That's some pretty serious cold.
Get your most accurate forecast, your weather impact alerts,
heavy law enforcement presence,
extended breaking news coverage,
and that breaking news right now out of Camden County, Georgia,
and exclusive specials, all on your schedule. So download First Coast News Plus and start watching for free.
Hey there, Lee. So I want to show you some video out of LA because we're talking about this cutoff low, less moisture pumping onshore. And for Los Angeles, this is like, whoa, right?
Wow, yeah, look at all that.
I mean, it's raining. And for Florida, you're going to be like, yeah, whatever. What are you talking about? It's nothing. But there, you know, when is the most dangerous time? Not dangerous. When is the slickest time on the road?
That could be dangerous too. I see what you're saying.
In relation to rain, is it when it first starts raining or if it's been raining for a while?
Right when it first starts.
And I asked that and I point that out because, you know, a lot of these areas, they may have not seen rain for months. And then once it comes down, all that just that grease and gunk that
all the oils that are on the road.
Ugh.
So slick.
So big issue out there, part of this atmospheric river we've been seeing. And we'll throw back to the graphic here because I'll explain what an atmospheric river is. And basically, it's very similar to when you actually have a normal river. It's this narrow band of moisture, but it's in the sky. There and a little orographic lifting out here, Lee.
Nice. Oh, good graphic.
Yeah, it shows that little uplift for you. Eventually, it condenses. If you get it up into the mountains, it runs down into the streams. It can cause a little bit of flash flooding. And we're seeing this with that little cutoff low out here along the west coast. But, Lee, I ask you, how do you think this relates to our weather pattern, though, and just the general scheme of things?
Are you talking about how it relates to the front that's coming through?
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
this whole low is running up, and it's like eventually, maybe by the weekend, we'll see some increase in cloud cover, you know? Yeah.
Cloud cover, maybe not as much rain, but, and we need the rain. But
We
that's
do.
okay.
But unfortunately, we're still under this big ridge.
So that's why it's going to flow to the north, and places like St. Louis going to get a lot of rain. But we will be staying on the drier side of things.
Actually, could kick up some severe weather, though, for parts of the Midwest and even down towards Texas. So.
Yes. Good point.
Now,
topic change. Let's go.
Topic change. That's Weather Watchers Worldwide. We got a lot to throw at you, and the whole point it's like your TikTok feed, but it's just us.
Scroll.
We're scrolling.
Next.
I want to show you some video out of the First Coast, the Northeast Florida, Southeast Georgia. Photos of the auroras. This one right here, by the way, was taken. That's the Dames Point Bridge right there.
So cool.
Isn't that cool? So Malcolm, if you don't mind rolling on that one. There we go.
You took that one, right?
I took this one. And you got Angel Thomas there. That was in Georgia. Remember, these are all in Florida, Lee.
This is insane. And the best part about some of these photos is that they weren't taken in night mode. Like, usually we have to see the past couple of times we've seen the auroras, we have had to use night mode on our phone to get that glow in the sky. But there was a point where we saw the glow with our own eyes.
Oh, that's what caught my attention. I was like, oh, okay, I heard it. And then I walked outside and went, oh, like it looks like there's a fire over the horizon.
Yes. Oh, it looked so cool. It's cool because it wasn't a fire. We know what it was.
Yes. So actually, this is just totally different. But I was doing a story about the 1941 Aurora Blitz last week and just kind of talking about how this is nothing new. And I found a newspaper clipping from somebody, and it was out of Sanford. And the person lived south of the city, and they thought the city was on fire. So they drove to the city, and they were like, oh.
Wait, it's still in the sky. What's
yeah,
happening?
like it must be
Farther
Jacksonville on
fire.
fire or something. Like the clipping was absolutely pretty funny because they were like, and then they went home and shrugged. They were like, ah.
That's what, I was honestly thinking about that when I was out there in the middle of the road. What time was it? Like 11 p.m., 11:30?
Yes, it peaked right around like 11:30.
And there were a couple of cars in my neighborhood driving past, and I wanted to be the nerd that was like, what are you doing? Look at this guy. Like, I'm standing out here for a reason. But they're just driving, and I'm thinking about these people who are just
missing it.
Yeah, either missing it or they're like, why is the sky red? And just like moving on. I'm like, no, the sky is red.
That was me last year in the May 2024 event. I was like in my road, and that one was a little bit earlier in the day. It was like 9, 10.
Yeah,
it was like 9 o'clock, and I was like yelling, and one of my neighbors came out and was like, everything okay? I'm like, look, and he was like, oh, and like went and grabbed his kids and everything.
I do that with rocket launches too. All of my neighbors know I'm the space nerd.
Well, I want to talk about this part though, because I did mention back in 1941.
Yeah.
And this is rare to see this, but it's not completely unheard of. Let's throw back the graphics here.
And Robert, I like that we're talking about this too, just really quick, because when I was seeing it, it's like, I can't believe I'm seeing this with my own eyes. I never thought this would happen here in Florida. But what you're proving is it can be a once or maybe twice in a lifetime event.
If you're lucky. Now, if you miss those once in a lifetime events, so if you missed last year and this year, you're probably at this point going to have to wait at the very least another 10 to 15 years. And so this is what's going on. So a lot of you don't realize we can actually track the solar cycles, and even back to like Galileo, like way back, would be able to plot sunspots on the sun, looking at it in these little black blotches. And the more there are, that means you're at like kind of the peak of a solar cycle. They happen about every 10 to 11 years. The Carrington event, very famous event, it like knocked out power telegraphs, had sparks flying off of it. It was in 1859. We were just talking about in 1941, the Aurora Blitz. It was seen in Florida. And then you see in 1989, a lot of people have the recollection of the solar storm from that year. That was actually witnessed in Jacksonville and all across the Southeast. 2003, I personally witnessed that solar storm.
Humble brag.
A humble brag. I had a girlfriend. We went up on top of the hill.
Oh, okay.
We watched
Keep it PG. All right.
We watched the solar storm. It wasn't like that. But I was in high school at the time. I remember this. I remember the solar storm. It was absolutely just like, and this was up north, so the whole sky was just covered end to end, absolutely, all the colors. But, and I really want to point this out. When do you think Facebook was launched?
Oh, I really wanted a Facebook. Oh, no, I'm not going to age myself out loud here. Okay. So I'm going to guess like 2008, 7?
A little bit earlier than that, but
6?
Close. 4.
2004, but it didn't become popular.
Yes, it was until then.
Okay.
And that's a very good point, because this is my point. The last big solar storm we had in North America was in 2003.
So pre-Facebook, big
was
social
launched.
media.
When was the iPhone launched?
I was like a child for these things,
Sorry.
right?
So the iPhone was launched in 2007.
Was MySpace around in 2003?
It was, but here's the deal. You wouldn't have been able to take a picture of an aurora unless you were like a professional
True,
photographer.
because you're talking about iPhones now.
And
so.
if you were a professional photographer, you probably weren't posting your amazing aurora photos to MySpace.
Or knowing.
Or LiveJournal.
Or even
whatever.
know that was a chance to take a photo in the sky in Florida. Like, you don't see it with your own eyes. Why would I even...
And then it wasn't until 2019 when we actually had an iPhone, and everybody had a piece of device in their pocket that they could take a good night mode photo.
Makes sense.
Prior to that, your phone, you had to have a specific app on your phone that would have a long exposure.
Right.
So
and then that did change everything.
It changed everything. So I think my point here is that we go through these cycles every 10. There was a peak in 2012 to 2014, but there was no big solar storms that came out of that one. So the last big solar storm was 2003. And think of everything that has changed since then. And now more people can see the sky. More people can share these images. And it goes
and
global.
even just hear about the possibility of it too.
Because you're getting a notification on your social media, your push notification, like go outside now.
Right.
And that was not the case in 2003. It wasn't, and definitely not 1989.
So we have better chances in the coming years of actually seeing them. So a once in a lifetime event might be a couple of times in our lifetime if you're staying here in Florida, because you have people like us too that are going to get excited, talk about it, put it on social media, tell you through stream, all of that good stuff.
So I just find that a little interesting. All right.
Very interesting.
Here's Portugal, and that is the Iberian Peninsula, and I got some video for you. In just a minute, let's go to a break, and we'll be right back, because this is a pretty incredible video coming out of Europe.
Cut the cord, get the app, stream free. Download the First Coast News Plus app, your trusted source for news, your weather, all your sports, and so much more on your time. Yeah, your schedule. It's your most accurate forecast, your weather impact alerts, extended breaking news coverage, and exclusive specials at a time that is convenient to you and your family. Download First Coast News Plus and watch for free, right now.
I knew I needed physical therapy to be able to get back to doing the things I want to do, specifically golf.
Throughout Brooks Rehabilitation, with the 50+ locations we have, we see people with many injuries across the board. We're really looking to individualize a treatment plan and create goals together. That way they can get back to the sport or activity they love to do.
I would definitely recommend Brooks to anyone who needs physical therapy. It enabled me to get back on the golf course to do what I want to do.
Nothing breeds competition and camaraderie in a community like sports. It gets your adrenaline pumping. Sports has a unique way of bringing people together. Your First Coast sports team understands that. We go beyond the X's and O's and to the heart of the game, where wins don't always make winners and the L's don't necessarily make losers, and where the highlights sometimes mean more than the trophy. It's where the real stories are told.
Sports Finals sponsored by Farrah and Farrah, Sunday nights at 11:30 and streaming on First Coast News Plus.
All right, welcome back. Lee, I want to show you this just absolutely incredible video.
I haven't seen this yet.
Yeah, you have it. This is from a campsite in Portugal.
Okay.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. So this was, I mean, as a meteorologist and you see this damage path, what do you think's going on here?
Well, if I saw...
I mean, I've already said what it is.
Yeah, I would have been like, oh, a tornado?
Yes. And they happen outside the States. Mm-hmm. They can happen in Europe. Right here, seriously, one person was killed in this one. And it's just a line of damage here in Portugal, of all places. I've never seen video like this out of there, but from what I've seen, that tornadoes do happen there.
Yeah.
But incredible video. I just want to show that.
Oh, that's such a bummer.
It is. It is. I got a feel for everybody, because it also hit like the worst possible place for a tornado to hit. Mm-hmm. is a campground. Yeah. It's I mean, what was it on the first coast? Kings Bay. I think like 5-6 years ago was hit by an EF3 at the campsite there. They're
not like sturdy built structures there. Also, when people are camping, sometimes they disconnect, and then you're not getting as many alerts, staying up to date with the risks. Yeah, that's what campgrounds are like. Some of just the worst places they could hit. Anywhere a tornado hits is the worst, but you don't
want to be in a camper or a mobile home or anything like that. Mm-mm. And this just absolutely incredible video coming out of Portugal here. Okay. Let's answer some of your questions. So we got about 4 minutes left here. So this one.
Don't make me guess.
Questions. I did not make these up. How much wind does it take to lift a cow there, Lee? Switching gears dramatically here. Let's science it up.
Lift a cow.
Lift a cow.
If I just had to guess off the top of my head, like maybe how much wind to lift? So like a tornado. I think that's where their brains are going.
Yes.
But a tornado doesn't lift a cow. You got to get faster than that. I'm going to say something like 500 mile per hour winds. Like something insane.
Mathematically,
no way.
I don't believe this. Mathematically, it's 140.
No.
Based on a couple different people have actually done the research after 1996 Twister. People have actually tried to do the research on this.
I could see 140 like pushing a cow over, but like lifting
That's what I think.
it?
I think it's
Flying
that.
around?
Knocking it over, a little cow tipping. Because one of them, like a Mythbusters type YouTube channel from the limited research I did on this, and that was a rabbit hole that I never want to go down again. They took like a replica cow and put it in a wind tunnel, and they got winds up to 300 miles per hour, and the replica cow did not fly away.
There you go. So if Mythbusters said no, I also say no to 140.
Okay.
I love a math equation. I'm sorry, I don't believe
Just
that
try
one.
to do a little math for you. We're scientists here first and foremost.
Amen.
Does lightning come from the earth or the sky? Serious question on here because I've been asked like this before outside of just in the comments when I put out this feeler and seeing if.
And I'm glad for this question because you told me something like this was coming, and I almost laughed at it. But I studied this. I've always been interested in it as a kid. The answer is the sky, but it's good to remember that some people do think it comes from the ground because you'll see pictures or videos when it kind of looks like that's what happened.
And I think it's the third one right here because there can be like those little leaders and the super high, but that's like that's
we got a time cue. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Telling you to stop talking.
You're saying 30 seconds, right?
12:05. We're done.
Oh, 12.
On the clock. It's not
okay.
12:05 currently.
So,
just so you guys know.
So. The way I think about it is like, you ever see the videos of people like they're on top of a mountain and their hair starts to float up?
With the static, like the charges. That happened to me once. I was at a lake canoeing, and I got the heck out of that canoe.
So what's going on there then?
So it's just so you all know, if your hair starts to stand up, it is a sign that lightning could strike. Get out of that open plate, get out of the water, get out of the boat, all of that stuff, because the charges are starting to build, and that's where you're leading towards the leaders or the streamers or what the charges that start to reach up towards the sky. But
the connection that is the lightning bolt comes from the negatively charged particles in the cloud.
Yes.
Sometimes it's positive. Those are rare, but negative, and then that attaches down towards the earth, and that's what causes the big kaboom.
And I believe to get something that looks like lightning's coming from the ground, don't you also need to have had a lightning strike previously to help build those charges? Something like that. You know what? Let me stop talking. I should have researched it beforehand. Something like that is reminding me, like, maybe it's a little bit more common if you already have, like, the lightning and the charges.
That makes sense.
Never mind. This is why they're trying to wrap us to stop talking.
I don't know what you're talking, but for pure from that, it makes sense.
Look it up. Something like that. Never mind. Sorry.
No, it makes sense. You're probably right. And a lot of times as meteorologists, these are things that we might learn like years and years ago. And it's like there's like this little,
something was just like there's
rattling
something like
around.
Itching my brain in the back, like something about it. But and this is actually what it sounds like at our desk when we're talking about forecasts and stuff. Like, do you remember this? What about this? Can this happen? Blah blah blah. We just nerd out together. So thanks for nerding out with us today.
Yeah, thank you. Next week we're gonna have a little other section. We're gonna play a game, so get ready for it. It's called AI versus real, and there's just so much AI slop floating around.
Even I fall victim to AI. I really do. I think I'm good, and I am not. So I'm excited to play this. I might fail, so we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, thank you for watching. That's our cue right there when that goes up on the screen.
We are done. But we will see you next week for Weather Watchers Worldwide.
All right, have a great day.